Fight on!
Yo everyone, what's up? Welcome back to Top Tier Arcade. My name is Steve, and you're back with me in my parents' house in the spare bedroom. So in this video, it's going to be Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Part 3. This is going to be the game review. Let's go through the actual review, when the game came out, some cool things about the game, how it's evolved now to one of the most, if not one of the most popular fighting games in both tournaments and overall, especially in the Street Fighter franchise. So let's jump right into it. Guys, I'm a little under the weather. My energy level is a little low. I've gained some weight. I'm fat. This holiday season, again, Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays. I hope you had a great one. Happy New Year. This year's already turned out to be very interesting. A lot on my plate. But you know what? It's going to be exciting for both my channel, myself, and overall the hobby. So let's get right into it. Again, all the best in the new year. So let's review Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I have my cheat sheet with me. I just don't want to miss anything. Let's get to it. So, Street Fighter 3 New Generation. This is the third iteration of the series. Street Fighter 3 New Generation came out in February of '97. I still remember this. The game wasn't actually well received. I remember getting like EGM magazine, Game Pro magazine, even any type of magazine or online. And a lot of people weren't digging it, man. They were saying, they were rumored at first to have Alex as the lead character, and Ryu and Ken were not going to be in it. They're going to start from scratch. And a lot of people were upset, saying, no, Ken and Ryu are staples, and other characters, Guile, Sagat, whatever. And they never ended up doing them, but what they did was Ryu and Ken for sure. And they did have Alex, which is a big focus, and they had others. So New Generation takes, like it says, it's a new generation in fighting. It's kind of the next, it's kind of in the future. That was in '97, but the game wasn't very well received. I remember when it came out, a lot of people weren't digging it. They said the gameplay was a little too much like Street Fighter 2. The graphics were better, but it wasn't anything groundbreaking, so there was a lot of disappointment. There were not that many characters to select from. Not to mention the actual hardware. So when it's released, it was released in the CPS3. Now, if you guys have not checked out my top tier tech, how to restore this monster, not the best job, but whatever. It's my first one. Take it for what it's worth. If you wanted to see what it looks like and what the CPS3 really entails, and if you want to see my last video, part 2, you'll see me pull out this drawer and it shows the guts or the innards. And really what it was, the CPS3 wasn't even that popular as a hardware because it was hard to produce, it was expensive, and I know Capcom was trying to do the anti-piracy because Street Fighter 2, which is beside me, and you saw them in my next video, Champion Edition, everybody bootlegged it. So there was the World Warrior, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Champion, those are legit. Then there's Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, so, and then Super Street Fighter 2, and then Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and blah, blah, blah. Now, in order to prevent piracy, because there was Street Fighter 2 Red Wave, Street Fighter 2 Black Belt Editions, like there was just knockoffs, and Capcom wanted to stop that from happening because they have to always keep up with people bootlegging their own stuff. So the CPS3 system was ingenious in a sense that it was very hard to pirate because you had the PCB in its cage, you had the cartridge that read off the ROMs, or the RAMs or whatever, and then there's the actual CD that the information is coming from, like a combo, 3 things. And if one of those elements weren't met or didn't work well, the game wouldn't work. It was hard to pirate. Add to the fact that the cartridge, and if you guys really don't know what I'm talking about, I blow the suicide battery in the cartridge, which was a crying shame, but I got it fixed, as you can see in my last videos. And which meant the battery holds the information on the PCB, and that if that battery dies, the game doesn't work. So it was stupid for us as collectors and people that really loved the game, but for them it was a way that don't pirate it. That's the end of that. And after 5 years or whatever, you send it back to Capcom and they'll replace the battery for you. Now, that doesn't exist because Capcom's arcade division is really not even there. So the hardware had only a few games. They had JoJo's Venture, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Street Fighter 3 New Generation, Street Fighter 3 Double Impact, Second Impact, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And Red Earth, which again wasn't really popular. But, a lot of those games, they kind of ditched the system after that. So after Street Fighter 3 New Generation came not only 8 months later in October of 97, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact Giant Attack, and that added a few more characters. The visual looked a little different, the music, the stylings were a little different, and that was also decently received, but it wasn't until a year and a half later, in May of 99, when lo and behold, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike comes and just blows everyone away. Like, it's very similar to the other ones, but a lot of the mechanics were tightened up. It became a little more technical. Now, the reason Street Fighter 3 in general, from the first to the third, is very popular is the parry system. Now, parrying consists of when a fireball or a projectile is thrown or an attack is going to hit you, you press forward very quickly as soon as it's going to hit you on the controller, and it kind of does a block, but it doesn't hurt you, and it leaves the guy open or the opponent open for usually a hit, and you gain meter for your super art or your special move. And that technicality is huge. That's why so many people like it. This is, I would think, and this is me saying it, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, out of all really fighting games, is like the chess. I would say it's the chess of fighting games, especially Street Fighter, because it's tactical. There's a reason for everything. Even the taunts, usually I think only 2 out of the 20 characters, it hurts you. Like, there's a reason for it, and it builds your meter up. Also, there's throwing for the 2 buttons, the 2 jab and short, and then it was a Superman punch for strong and forward, where you'd go down and hit. So that was pretty ingenious, because everything kind of had a reason. The graphics were, of course, good. It was a new time too. It was '99. It was the end of the end of the new era, literally. It was the end of the new literally generation. New 2000 and new new year, and hip hop elements were in it. Like, the theme song is like rap. They had kind of drum and bass. They have a little jazz, and and a lot of it's hip hop kind of related with little spray paint, whatever. So it's kind of hip and cool. It's, I think, one of the fighting games that started kind of hip hop trend. And it was popular. I remember playing it in the arcades. My next video is memories, and oh my god, I still love my brother and I, younger brother and I, George, still laugh about it. Crazy memories, I'll get to the next video. But what else really can be said? Well, I guess here's the way it works. So in Third Strike, they added more characters. So not only did they add more of a tactical type of element, they added new music. They added Chun-Li, which is a familiar face, who arguably is the top tier in this game, no pun intended. Makoto, Q, 12, Remy, now Akuma's a playable character. Now, the story pretty much goes, like I said, this is in the future. The M. Bison is kind of out of this, out of the game, or destroyed or killed or whatever. Gil now is the main guy, and he's kind of taking specimens like I said, 12, and he takes Necro and Alex, and he's trying to build like a super soldier or like an army of soldiers as the Illuminati leader. And Gil can control both fire and ice. He's very hard. He's a difficult last boss. Very cool super moves. Some of them are unblockable. I think both are unblockable as super moves. I'm not sure. But the story is pretty much, he wants to, find the best warriors and bring them into his Illuminati cult. So, you go through the game, whatever, and, like any fighting game, you get the end, you see an ending, and that's the end of it. But really, this online and this competitive is, takes the cake. And I really think it took off. Like, in the arcades, it was all right. Like, it wasn't a lineup like you would see probably now, but or old Street Fighter 2. But it had a decent following. But I really think it didn't really kick off until 11, almost 12 years ago now. Where, if you guys don't know, Evo or Evolution is a very huge fighting game tournament, and my brother and I, when it was very low, like it was just like a room full of guys, Now it's a huge, convention center in Vegas. Like, it's with real money. So it's gone, it's evolved, pun intended on that, so much. And it wasn't until, I think, and I remember my brother and I seeing this, I think a week later it happened online, where it was EVO 2004. It's the Moment 37, The Beast is Unleashed. And ideally, if you guys don't know, I'm going to have the link in my description. It's only a 2-minute video. I would say watch it if you guys don't understand why this game is what it is. I really think the hype of what happened at this tournament brought out the inner fighting game person and really made this arguably one of the top fighting games. I'd say at least top 5 in history so far, maybe even top 3. But depending on what you really like. So either way, it went like this. So it was Daigo, who's a huge fighting game guy, very amazing, like top tier guy. He was playing as Ken, and Justin Wong, again, a very known fighting game guy, who was Chun-Li. And it was the semifinals in EVO 04, and Justin Wong, who's Chun-Li, pretty much hit Daigo with her, lightning kick super twice. And he was up, Daigo only had 20% health left, if maybe even less, 15%. And he goes for it again, and Daigo's getting aggressive, and he parries her full super. Now, you might be, well, Steve, what's the big deal? Watch the video and you'll be like, what? Just feel the emotion of what the crowd is, just they're going nuts, and how they're like elevating, like, like it's such like a high climax of just excitement and almost unbelievable gameplay. So he parries the super, and then he jumps and then does his super out to kill him and makes it into the finals. So I think really after that, because I remember my brother and I, and my friends and all my cousins and everyone, we used to, my friend had Dreamcast. So we got, double, Second Impact and Third Strike on that. He brought it over and we played on the console. And, we loved Third Strike, love. And then it became huge. Now online, if you get it for, PS3 or, Xbox 360 or even 360 or even the new PS4 and Xbox One, once you get the... Well, I don't think it's on those new ones yet. But either way, if you get on the old ones, it's still competitive. People still play it online, and it's like the fighting game. Like, every time you hear, Street Fighter, or tournaments, Third Strike is a staple. It has to be there. So that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. There's 2 mini games in it that, when Sean, who's one of the characters, throws the basketball, you parry them to make, full score. To practice, and you beat up the car, but now it's an SUV. Again, cult following. Now there's again 20 characters in the roster. It's a good lineup. Pretty balanced. Some people say Chun-Li's top tier. Ken is definitely top tier. Those are the 2 big players. But then again, you'll see good Sean fighters, and you'll see big Hugo players, and you'll see a Kuma player. Maybe. Or some Dudley play. I mean, there's just... The good thing about this, again, it's the chess... it's the chess of Street Fighter. You can pick even the lowest tier character. Yoon is huge, and you can still be amazing. You wouldn't think... 12. 12 is not really a high player. But there's someone who will watch the video and say, yeah, I am. I can kill you, Steve, and it's possible. Who knew? Urian now is, getting huge. Ryu's still a beast. I've seen, sick Q players. I've seen good everyone players. There's no such thing. The only difference is Akuma in this, because he has so many moves. He does not have EX moves. So EX moves, if I haven't explained, is if you do just a Hadouken or a projectile and you press both Fierce and Strong, it takes away your meter, but it does a double. Instead of a regular 5-ball, where you have to block once or parry once, you have to parry twice or take 2 hits. So there's that as well. But yeah, Akuma doesn't have EX moves, and he's a lot weaker. So he takes a lot off, but he also takes a good amount of damage. So other than that, it's very, very well balanced. Again, if you go through the roster, if you're not a huge Street Fighter fan, you're like, who the hell are these idiots? But man, if you start watching videos, I'm not the best at all. I'm decent. I can hold my own. But not competitive level by any means. And you can see some people kick real ass. Some serious ass in this game. But no, check out the link. See what kind of the hype is about. because it's exciting. But with that, I think I've covered everything. I don't want to really ramble. That's pretty much it. So again, from Street Fighter New Generation, Second Impact, and Third Strike, you know, we've left it with this. Now, what I might do in the near future is I might, because this multi-cart, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to my part 2 video, you'll see it. The multi-cart has JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it has all the other Street Fighters that I just spoke about. So I might do maybe a comparison, do some gameplay, and do maybe a one video of some memories, gameplay, review it, and all in one. You know, just to show you guys the difference. But that's pretty much it. I don't know what more to say. If you're a fighting game fan, you already know, Steve, I get it. You know, let the game speak for itself. It's amazing. It's fun. It's challenging. It's one of those things that you can pick it up and play, but it's hard to master. And again, if you're really good, you'll just get wasted. You'll get your ass kicked. So, guys, that's pretty much it. That's going to do it for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. That was the game review. If I missed anything, hit it up in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you're a Street Fighter fan, you know, like the video at any time during any of my videos. If you like it, thumb it up. Share it with your friends if they're a fan of Street Fighter and Third Strike. I got the memories coming and my gameplay, which is always also very anticipated. Fun memories as well, so hopefully I'm going to be doing that very soon because I have some time off, a couple days off by the time the holidays end. So that's pretty much it. All the best, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already. A lot coming up in the new year. A very exciting year. At the same time, getting organized and making sure everything I have is all in order. All the best, and thanks for checking out Top Tier. Peace.